Alabama native Ashton Shepherd came to Nashville with a label deal on MCA Records in 2007. After 2 albums and several top 40 hits, she parted ways with the label to pursue releasing her music independently. Now her 3rd studio album will be released on Friday, so we caught up with her before a show here in Nashville to talk about This Is America.
To tell you a little bit about my new album, it is definitely a next chapter Ashton Shepherd, I think. One of the most interesting points, I think, maybe for the fans is going to be it doesn't have that mad song at the man on there. It's got its love songs, it's got its ballads, it's got everything from me as a fan that's familiar with my other music. But I'm sort of in more of a, I don't know what you would call it, maybe a more settled place in my life. I had a baby boy, 2 years old, whenever I first got my record deal. He was in diapers then, and now he's almost 8. Now I have a little girl too, so I guess I am at a point in my life where I'm just more settled. I've gotten older, and of course I've still got I got a song on there, matter of fact, called Drinking Cap, and I've still got my little fun songs on there, but I think this is a little bit different description of Ashton Shepherd that I think the fans are going to enjoy.
It's one of them summer days that
the passion behind most of my music, especially as a writer, comes from everyday things, from being a mama to living in a small town. I grew up in a town of about 360 people is what I think they said it is in my bio, that Coffeyville, Alabama is very small. Leroy, Alabama, which is where we live now, is very small. So I pull from that, I guess, and feed from that, because that's what I do, that's who I am, that's really where we live. We still live in a single wide trailer, so it's not real hard for me to come from a realistic standpoint for the fans, because I guess I'm just kind of there all the time, and that's where I come up with my music, and that's how I write. And of course, some of the emotion in this record, like on the song This Is America, which is the album title, was sort of me at a point as an American where I wasn't with my record label anymore, didn't know what we were going to do. My husband was working a little bit of construction work again, and I'm thinking, man, we're back at square one, And I think everybody's going through a little bit of that right now in their own way. So that's kind of what built this record, was just some, my own emotions and just where I'm at in my life.
it is a privilege to be standing for the stripes and the stars, and under God we will not lose heart, 'cause this is America.
My little show, I call it my little show, and I probably shouldn't. Everybody's like, oh, Ashton, it's a cooking show online. You're doing your own thing. But it's really different to be in front of a camera cooking, for sure. But as an artist, you have to sort of mold yourself to being able to be in front of a camera anyway. And I like to talk, as you can probably tell, and I'm not real nervous or shy. And when they approached me, this online television network messages me on Facebook and says, the CEO says, my executive producer loves you, and she's seen you cook with Hazel Smith on CMT, and she's seen you with Kimberly on Simply Southern on GAC, and I've been following you, and we're fans, and would you like a cooking show? And I thought, well, of course I'd love it, because my fans know I cook. I put pictures of lots of stuff I cook on Facebook, and I've even posted a couple recipes, and I thought, what a better way for me to relate to my fans, and then to be introduced to people that don't know who I am through the Foodie Network. And so people can check that out at ewave.tv.
This is America.
What I've learned as an artist, I've learned a lot over the scope of, I got my record deal at 20, I believe it was. I'm 26 now, and I'm no longer with Universal, and now I'm doing this independently. And I've learned in the last year, what I've learned the most is to remain confident and to keep believing in myself, and to always know that you got to work hard. You got to work hard no matter what, and always keep that train of thought that just don't forget your goal, because there are so many things that get thrown at us every day, from a human being standpoint to a career standpoint to a mama standpoint to being a wife or a husband or just, sister, brother, whatever you are in your life to people. And I think it's just to keep your focus, to stay focused on your goal, and don't lose sight of what you want, and stay determined. That has been, and have faith in the good Lord. That's been, major for me, and praying about things, and always feeling like everything was going to work out, even though I wasn't quite sure how to do this or what was going to be the next step. but believing you can get there. Always believe in yourself and stay determined. And I don't really know how to describe how to do that, but just try.
Now it's time for our weekly songwriter tip. This week we sit down with Sony ATV's Josh Van Valkenburg as he talks about what a song needs to be pitched successfully.
When I'm looking for a hit song, the three things that I really have to have for me to feel good about pitching that to A&R, artists, producers, whoever it may be. First of all, the hook has to be something that is identifiable to a large group of people, something that hasn't been said before, something that excites me. Two, I really need a hit melody, something that it brings me in, makes me want to sing along. By the second chorus, I should know that melody. And third, I think that it needs, the entire message of the song needs to be something that is fresh, exciting, and makes people want to turn the radio up a little bit. And sometimes that's not always the smartest thing in the world, but it's definitely got to be fun, and it's got to be something that gets you excited.
For more information on the craft of songwriting, check out NashvilleSongwriters.com. That's about all the time we have for this week's show, but don't forget those new autographed discs we have up for grabs from Ashton Shepherd. Make sure to enter this week's drawing online only at InsideMusicRow.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook too. We're going to leave you today with that #1 video from Hunter Hayes. Here is Somebody's Heartbreak. Until next time, I'm Bailey for Inside Music Row, and I'll see you again real soon.